I just got really jealous of you because you pulled out your sparkling water, and then I
Mhm.
realized that I did not have a sparkling water in the house, and it made me very sad.
Well, does your wife or you? I guess you could also own one. Do you have any Twilight cups? Like, just put water in a Twilight cup because it'll be sparkling.
Oh my god. Was that I don't
That
like
was the
that.
worst one. That was the worst
That
one
was
yet.
the
That was that
most
was.
terrible joke.
We're on like a year. What? Almost 2 years of the show. That was definitely my worst
I'm
joke.
not even going to like explain it for anybody because that
I
was
don't think
just
it, I
so
don't.
bad.
Okay, Calvin. Let's be honest. Like, regardless of how bad the joke was, like that joke should not need explaining.
Oh my god. You'd be surprised at how many people don't get Twilight references.
I guess.
I've never seen it.
Oh.
I've never seen it, but I know the references. I understand pop culture.
Oh well. Fucking excuse me, dude. My bad. What's up, everybody? Welcome on back to another episode of Pex Pals Podcast. The only, let me rephrase this, the only podcast for the mediocre gamer by the mediocre gamer.
That's right.
I am your mediocre host, Joel Cupcake,
Mhm.
worldwide.
Mhm.
This is my slightly higher than mediocre co-host, Calvan Man, or
Calvin man.
Calvan, or Calvin the Calvin, depending on which social media platform you follow him on. I really wish your branding was the same across all the boards, Calvin, by the
Well,
way.
here's the thing: as I don't necessarily make my Instagram and my Facebook, my Apex Legends stuff. So
Well, I understand. Never mind. Anyways,
exactly. Mm.
everybody, welcome on back. Thank you for all the support on our last episode, last couple episodes. We know we were on a rough patch. We got the vid. We had multiple other things happen. We haven't been onto our schedule, but we are back. Calvin and I are going to do our best. No more than 7 days between episodes, hopefully, from now on for you guys. Hopefully.
how about no more than 9 days? Let's give ourselves like a little bit of slack.
There you go.
There
Buffer.
you go.
You know,
There you go.
especially with my old insane cranky ass, you never know what's going to happen. So we're back. So thank you. The last episode, we got some good downloads, some good listens.
Yeah.
Thank you. We got some good feedback.
Yeah.
We got some more, a nice little wave of followers on Instagram. Thank you
Mm-hmm.
for all those as well. You know what I mean? Cal, I think for the first time this season, I'm happy because I found my Apex stride.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, like I was struggling with ranked in the first split.
Uh-huh.
Don't know if it was a Storm Point thing. Don't know if it was just the collective, like everybody hates Storm Point,
Yeah.
like mentality. Don't know if it was like people not wanting to adapt to like you have to actually be a real teammate in ranked now.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't liking it. The puppies were fine, but everything just felt more sweaty and weird.
Yeah, last split
Like
was hard.
was hard, and it's not that I wasn't getting kills. It's not that I didn't have good games. It wasn't like I was like, man, I fucking suck at this game. Like I'm not mediocre. I'm bad. I'm on the bad side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm the bad. Like you know when you split the Oreo in half and only one side gets the frosting.
Yeah, dude.
I was the side without the fucking frosting.
Yeah, I feel that. I
So
feel that.
but you know what? This last like week and a half, basically since our last episode, really felt like I hit my fucking stride.
That's good,
You
man.
know what I mean?
I'm
I got
glad.
back to I got to plat and ranked,
Mm-hmm.
which that was a really good for my confidence. I know. Are you diamond yet?
No, I'm still playing. I haven't been playing.
I'm really disappointed in you.
I haven't been playing. I've been mostly just taking a break from it because, and you don't want to be on the real because he doesn't listen to this fucking show. My friend that I play with likes to argue with me a lot when we play, and it makes it a lot not fun to play. You know.
Oh,
And
is this
so,
our is this your friend who came from Call of Duty?
yes, and so.
Oh, I love him because he talks shit to you.
Exactly. Hey, he talks shit the whole time. Ugh.
Well,
So anyway,
I think you guys need to text me more to play with you because I felt like we were a good buffer. Like
yeah.
like we got a bunch of wins together when the
We
three
did.
of us played together.
Yeah. But anyway,
I love that we know. Just like fuck Dan, he doesn't listen to the show.
it's
You know
fuck
what I
Dan.
mean?
Fuck Dan and
Yeah.
fuck King. How about both of them? Because
Oh.
neither of them listen to the show. So anyway, so I haven't been playing. I'm still in Plat. I was close to Plat 3, and then I played with King last night, and I'm back down to the bottom of Plat 4. So it's just
Sorry.
it's not a big
It
deal.
happens.
I don't really care anymore.
Yeah. Well, Calvin, one thing I do care about. I want to know
Mm.
and the listeners want to know. And actually, I
Mm.
don't really fucking care if the listeners don't want to know because
Okay.
they're gonna learn today.
They're gonna learn today.
What's your weapon of the week, Calvin?
My weapon of the week.
Because you know what? If you're new here, we do this every week. That's why it's called Weapon of the Week.
Weapon of
If
the
you
week.
can't surmise why that is, I don't care. Had a couple people reach out this week. Shout out to the boy Eddie. You know Eddie.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, he checked out the show. He really loved like the breakdowns of like the guns that he's getting from every episode. You know, like he's like, I never would have picked the P20. He's like, now I'm giving it a shot and trying it out in
There you
games.
go.
So I love feedback like that. We love feedback like that. So I think this segment fucking rules, and it's half.
You know
my
what's
fucking
funny
show.
is you asked me what my weapon of the week was, and then you just kept talking.
Yeah. So what is it? So that's
God,
where I was about to. I was literally about to transition back to the question.
Jesus Christ, Mr. Worldwide Interrupter. That's what we're gonna call you, Mr. WY, Worldwide Interrupter, Joe Cupcake. Oh
WWI, dude.
So anyway, this week I've done it several times while gaming, and I said I'm gonna be that guy, and I pick up the charge rifle, and I've done it a lot this last week, and fuck you, it's a good gun, okay, and there's a reason why people hate it so much is because it's easy mode. It's easy mode. You want a free red shield? Easy mode, dude. Take your red shield off, grab your teammate's white shield, and then make that a red shield. Like it's stupid. Like it's stupid easy. Yeah. It's obviously 100% the best sniper rifle. You don't have to try point and click. You can damage people fucking 400 meters away without even blinking. Like, you know what I mean? It's just an insanely good gun to build your shields, to keep people locked down, I mean, and it's the only gun that it actually makes sense to pick up more than 2 stacks of sniper ammo, you know. So I don't know. Right. That's my weapon of the week. Joe Coco, what about you?
You know, as I said earlier before the show to you, Calvin, to the complete surprise of no one, my weapon of the week is once again the Prowler. Or sorry, that was last week. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Once again, the Havoc is my weapon of the week.
The Havoc.
And what I want to say is I was using the Prowler as a solid secondary last week, coming off the ALGS hype. And, you know, stopped using that. I don't even pick up a shotgun anymore, Calvin. Like, literally, I use a Havoc. Like, whatever my other gun is doesn't matter because I can use the Havoc as a primary or a secondary. So I will literally pick up the Havoc over shotguns now. And that includes, that includes the Peacekeeper.
I love that.
Yeah, and you know, it's just I think it's been my weapon of the week more than any other gun, and I think there's a reason for that.
Have you been finding the turbocharger everywhere?
No.
Yeah,
but I mean, when I don't have the turbocharger, it's my secondary,
right?
And I use it hip fire, close quarters. It seals the deal. It gets stuff done. I rush with it. You know, if I find the turbocharger, then it becomes my primary.
Right.
You know what I mean? My best game this week by far was I had one game with the 30-30 that just slayed, and every other game that I've just been cracked was the Havoc. You know what I mean?
That fucks.
The Havoc 30-30 is actually a great loadout. Most of the time my loadout's actually been Havoc Prowler, believe it or not.
I love that.
Which seems weird, but I love the Prowler because you can still put the Digithread on it.
Yes.
I really hate the Volt not being around because you don't have an energy gun you can use the Digithread on.
You know what's funny is it's happened a couple times this week. In this one week, the replicator rotation has been for the Volt. It's a purple energy mag and a Digithread, and like, you know, because usually they combo it. Usually it's Bruiser heavy mag or 48 and purple sniper stock, right? Or shotgun bolt Digithread. And so they do purple energy mag and digital threat. Like that's clearly for the Volt. It's literally for no other gun.
Yeah, it should have been the energy mag and the turbo.
Yeah. Yes, because like there's 2 guns. There's 2 energy guns that use it.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. But anyways, listeners, tell us your weapon of the week. Hit us up on all our social media platforms at PexPals Podcast. You can email us at pexpalspodcast@gmail.com. We do respond. We do respond to the emails. So email us. We're also very active on Instagram and on Twitter. Hit us up on those. Like Joe said earlier, thank you so much. We just passed 500 followers on Instagram and more still. So please keep at us with that stuff. Joe Cupcake, there was something you wanted to say before we got into our main topic of the show, correct?
Was there?
Fucking Christ.
Wasn't what I wanted to say about the topic we were going into?
Fuck you. We're going to the topic. So, anyways,
what did I want to say?
I don't know. You have the
Call
list.
me out.
I don't know. You
Call me
have
out.
the list. Anyway,
Yeah, it was part of this next subject, motherfucker.
So then we'll get into it. We'll get into it. So anyway,
I fucking hate you.
I hate you so much. So anyway, the startling thing.
Also, your
happened.
fucking shirt, dude.
What? Don't
I just got it, and you can go fuck yourself. Dude.
I'm a mathematician, Joel.
That is bad. You thought my joke at the beginning of the show was bad? That shirt is bad.
Joel, I have a mathematics degree. I'm a mathematician.
Yeah, and I have a degree in partying and being a fucking douchebag. So and you don't see me wearing a shirt that says fucking douchebag and drive, do you? Douchebag.
So for those listening and not watching on YouTube, I have a T-shirt with an XY graph on it, and it says "Don't drink and drive." Yes,
it's not funny. It makes no sense.
Oh my god, it makes perfect sense. Anyway. ALGS, the Apex Legends Global, series was like 2 weeks ago or so, and a startling statistic came out of it that everyone kind of knew, but it was made very obvious at the end of the tournament when the stats were released of the top most used legends throughout the series. The top 3 were Valkyrie, Gibraltar, and Caustic. Gibraltar and Caustic have always been 2 powerful characters. Caustic has made his way up in ranked more so lately than before. And Valkyrie has always been around, but no one really knew how popular she was until this last ALGS, where she got a 98% pick rate, higher than anybody else. It's like 20% higher than Gibraltar's and like 40% higher than Caustic's. Like it was nuts. She was literally on almost every single team and every single game played.
Last ALGS, there was a lot of the complaint was the Caustic Gibby pairing. And then like it was like some people use, like the G2 guys were using Ashe. Some people use Wraith. Some people, well, not really anymore in the last like year or so, but originally Octane was always the movement master. Some people still insert a Pathfinder every once in a while for aping. You know what I mean? But it was always Caustic and Gibby.
Yeah.
This time, it's like, dude, Valk is like you said, 98%, over a 98% pick rate.
Yeah, insane. And so we wanted to talk about on this episode, what's up with Valkyrie? Why is she the most picked character? What makes her the most picked character? And what can you possibly, if anything, do about it?
Well, Calvin, the funny part is like even the stats of the team comps. I just posted these on the Instagram yesterday for those of you following us on there. That the comp of Gibraltar, Valkyrie, Caustic had a 46.89% pick rate in ALGS. That means basically half the teams relied on that specific 3-person combo. Every team on this list, as I go down, I'm just double checking. Yeah.
Yep.
Literally every team from the top 10 team comps used in the playoffs, every single team had a Valkyrie.
Yeah.
Every single team.
Yep. So let's talk about Valkyrie. What makes Valkyrie so good? And we'll start with her kit. And so every time there's a new character, and Joel has this theory, and it's likely true, but every time there's a new character, the next character released is the hard counter to that character, right? So for example, we got Rampart. Rampart is her most notable thing is she fortifies. She builds up walls and she helps the team and yada yada yada. Right? It's really hard to get past those fortified walls. Takes a lot of damage to do it. And so, who was the next character they released? Fuse. Fuse to throw grenades and knuckle clusters and his ring of fire at them, and it destroys the walls and so on and so forth. Or they put out this character, blah, 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 whatever. So when they released Valkyrie, there wasn't really a response to it. There wasn't an answer to when she came out. And what I mean is by her kit wise, her passive and tactical abilities. Yes. So what's funny about that is usually when a new character comes out, they give them a ability that doesn't really look like anybody else's abilities, right?
Yeah.
Like for example, there's several characters that can scan, but Pathfinder is the only person who can scan that gets a ultimate cooldown, right?
Yeah.
Bloodhound sees footsteps on the ground. Wraith she can hear things when people are looking
She's
at her.
aimed at, yeah.
Yeah. And so it was very odd when they started to give Valkyrie everybody else's abilities, right?
Mm-hmm.
She has the verticality that Horizon has to get from a tactical, right? So she gets it all the time.
Fuck Horizon.
Fuck Horizon. She's not so bad anymore though. But anyway, she has the verticality that Horizon has, that Pathfinder has, right? But both of them have to use tacticals to get there. She can do it passively. And I'm talking about her jumpers, right?
Yes.
She has scans that she gets just by flying through the air, which is insane, right?
Yeah.
And it's always active. Every time you fly, it's always there, right? Bloodhounds is a scan. Seers is a scan, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Cryptos is the drone. She could scan beacons, right? She has a tactical that does damage, right? She shoots missiles at it that you can see them coming. I don't want to say they're hard to avoid, but they're not. She shoots her stuff. They hit you and they stun, right? Which is weird because no other tactical that does damage does that, right?
Well,
it would
Caustic's mines technically,
sure,
but it's not something you throw. Like the person, you have to walk into them. So
yeah, exactly. What else does she have? What other abilities does she have that every fucking else has?
The ability to like move in increments. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like because her jetpack, it refuels quicker the less fuel you have to. You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying.
Like it's like the ratio of it. If you only use a little bit of her movement ability, it refills quicker. The only person that's similar to that is the post Nerfed to Oblivion Pathfinder.
Yeah.
Where the shorter your grapple, the shorter your cooldown.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's
absolutely.
the only thing even remotely similar.
Yeah. So she has all these abilities that are like improved or like similar to all these other characters packed into one. And I didn't even talk about her ultimate, right?
Yeah.
And her ultimate is the reason why she's the #1 picked character, just in general, right? And her ultimate, for those of you who just got an Apex Legends who don't have Valkyrie unlocked yet or haven't played with the Valkyrie, but I mean that's everybody. Everybody knows what Valkyrie is.
Yes,
everybody knows what Valkyrie is. Her ultimate is her what is it called? I don't know the name of it. But redeploy. Her redeploy, whatever
I
the
don't
fuck it's
remember
called.
what the name of it either is. Holy shit.
Yeah, her redeploy. She has the ability to take herself and her 2 teammates with her, fly in the air, and essentially redeploy onto the map as if you were just starting the game and you're, jumping from the jump ship.
Yeah, exactly.
That is the #1 reason why she is the best pick, because for all intents and purposes, you can't stop her from doing it.
Yeah.
There's no way to like Gibby, right? Gibby throws his ult and it goes makes a sound, right? That's enough time for Horizon to throw a tactical down, float in the air to miss. That's enough time for Ash to do her ult just to get right out, take the whole team with her. Octane throws a jump pad, you can jump into the air. I'm trying to think of others. Watson has enough time to throw down her ultimate before the mortar strikes come down. Like there's so many ways to get out of like other people's ultimates that you can't do that you can't do something similar for Valkyrie's ultimate, because once Valkyrie wants to do her ultimate, that's it. It's done, right?
Yeah.
And part of the reason why my weapon of the week was the charge rifle, because a lot of Valkyries like to float into the air and shoot their missiles at you or try to jump into the air. The charge rifle, you don't have to aim. You just shoot them while they're in the air.
Yeah.
It's I think the charge rifle is probably the best gun against a team with a Valkyrie. Personally. What are your thoughts?
Well, off subject, that's why I think I said this 2 episodes ago. I hope we get the Select Fire back. Give me the full auto prowler to balance out the issue we're having with submachine guns and things.
Yep.
And then also, dude, the 3 times on that Havoc with the Select Fire, and it turns into a fucking, a railgun, basically. Like, if we're gonna use FPS terminology, you know what I mean? Like, it's basically, but it doesn't have, it's another gun that doesn't have bullet drop, just like the charge rifle.
Correct.
You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure they took that option out to put the charge rifle in.
They took it out right before the charge rifle came to Apex, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, it's like, because it's too similar. But I would not mind having that back in. You know?
No, not at all. Not at all.
But my initial thoughts, I gotta go to the fuck Space Mommy comment, dude. We had a whole episode about how Horizon doesn't fit the game.
Right.
Like the way she plays at the time she came out, the upward motion physics, the pull with a visual disorientation, with a slow, like, it just all of it. And then her ability to, like, especially look at her on Stormpoint. Holy crap, taking those grav cannons.
Oh yeah.
You don't get stunned when you land. Like,
yeah.
Like, and it's almost like they just, instead of giving us a response to Horizon, they were like, oh, we'll just go overboard. You know what I mean? And that's what Valk was. And, like, that's one of the main things. You know what I mean?
It's very interesting that they're, so for example, right, you and I were super stoked when they put the wingman into the replicator, right?
Yes.
Because the wingman is I believe, personally, and you know what, we've talked to other people and they believe it too, it's a crutch weapon, right? It's too strong. It's too strong to just be ground loot. And so by putting it in the replicator, I think it's made the game healthier, because there are people who I have seen people craft the wingman. I'm like, come on, man. Like, come on.
I'm one of them. I got frustrated. A couple days ago. I had and I just did it. And I was like, fuck it.
Yeah. And so, like, there's still people who do it because it's the strongest gun in the game. And so I think the devs understood this, and that's why they moved it to the replicator, and probably I assume they're probably going to make some changes to it. But now Valkyrie, you can't throw a whole character into the replicator. You know what I mean?
Correct.
And so it's like, what can we do, if anything, to change Valkyrie? Questions for you, Joel.
For me? Well, overall, like, dude, a 98% pick rate, I don't think anyone's ever had that high. So obviously we got to change it. Shit. I forget what his last name is. Josh, one of the devs that's actually active on Twitter. Like, he saw the pick rates get released, and he was like, oh, the next balancing meeting is going to be a fun one. You know what I mean? So, like, even the devs are like, this is ridiculous. You know what I mean? Oh, holy crap. What can you do? I think there's nothing wrong with her ultimate being nerfed, or her tactical being nerfed. You don't need to do all 3 of these things, but I have 3 major suggestions.
Okay.
One is the tactical does no damage.
Oh, it just stuns.
It does the damage but doesn't stun. Because the fact that it's also the only thing other than a grenade and Caustic's ult and Horizon's ult that has a significant arc that you can easily control.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So it's very easy to, like Maggie's drill, you have to hope that the cover's not thick for it to work to get them out of the cover.
Sure.
But even then, if the radius the drill actually fires through is, like, very small. You know what I mean? And so maybe there's an adjustment there, because you give a Valk gold helmet and, like, they're spamming that. I mean, we had an episode in the first season of the show where I was like, my favorite thing is to just pull out the longbow, just stun someone with the Valk tactical,
Yeah.
boom, 2 shots from the longbow, they're down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and it has a long range, so maybe you nerf the range, maybe you take the damage off.
Yeah.
So that's option 1 in my opinion, is you can change the tactical.
Mhm.
I will say my suggestion wraps up the next two, like, you know, both her ultimate and her passive at the same time.
Okay.
I don't think that a lot of people are like, oh, she can fly higher, oh, she can do this. Like, she's still a movement character, technically. So don't mess with her jetpack at all. People are always forgetting she can't shoot when she's flying.
That's
She's
true.
completely defenseless.
Mhm.
Completely. So that being said, don't mess with her jetpack. I think that that's fine.
Okay.
I think the punishment for her out of bouncing, and I think they need to go fix some of the the way the out of bound lines collude with the maps. Like, there's a lot of spots she can land just from floating that I don't think she should be able to access.
Sure.
That's kind of a different issue. Get rid of her being able to hit the beacon,
Yes.
and she should have the longest ultimate cooldown in the game. Because again, we've talked about Octane. I hate Octane. Everyone knows this. When you use an Octane jump pad, your path, your trajectory is you can guess it.
Yeah.
You know, it's trackable.
Yes.
Pathfinder on a zipline, I mean, dude, I'm not very good aim, and I've melted people off a zipline.
Right.
You know what I mean? Horizon in the air, like, if they don't jump out right away, let's be honest, they're a pretty easy shot. It's just like shooting someone off like the jump balloons. It's doable. We've all done it. It feels great when you pull it off. You know what I mean? But, you know, like the Valk, like you said, there's such a minute way to prevent a Valk from launching. That's shoot them, hit them with the grenade, hit them with a Revenant Fireball, which has the worst range of any tactical in the game. You know, EMP them before they take off.
Yeah.
Drop a caustic ult on them before they take
something.
Yeah, but it's all super minute, super situational, super team comp based. You know, I could be a dickhead and go back to my previous argument that I make with everybody on Twitter, and that's just like, shut up and everybody needs to play more Rev or more crypto because they basically hard counter everybody.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna, for the sake of this conversation, I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
I think it's a combination of the other reason she's picked is like her scan is so powerful. But people can play no scan character because she gets that and she also does the beacon.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I think you eliminate the beacon and I think you turn up the ultimate cooldown. That's my solution to fix Valkyrie.
Honestly, so the longest ultimate cooldown is Gibraltar's 4-minute mortar.
Oh no,
blast.
it's like 5 minutes.
No, it's 4.
Oh, is it?
Okay. Yeah, it's 4 minutes. It's the longest. 4 minutes for Gibraltar. And honestly, for something like her, for something like a redeploy, something that gets you across the map farther than any other ultimate, right? Or any other thing in the game. There's nothing else that gets you farther in a game than Valkyrie's ultimate, right?
Yeah.
It makes sense to be 4 minutes long. Like, you don't have to have that all the time. It doesn't make any sense. And so that's honestly, that's a good change. That's a simple change. It's not going to hurt anybody. And you know, it doesn't break the character. Number 2, getting rid of the beacons is huge because using the beacons gives the team notice of where they're supposed to go, right? It tells them where to go. So Valkyrie can just, it's over there, let's fly. And then they fly and then they're there. You know what I mean? Like, there's no fear of having to run across the ground past the building where a team's camping out and then you get killed, right? You fly right over them. And you fly right over them and you scan them so you know they're there. And you're like, oh, there's a team there. Let's just hang out and gatekeep them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, our third pick. I'm sorry if anyone to watch the video, you're like, what is Joel doing? I re-went to like the list of teams, right, used in ALGS. The third most used team is Valk, Watson, and Crypto. And now, why is that? Because the Valk or Crypto technically can get the scan, and you immediately go post up in the final zone. You got Watson fences and her pylon protecting you. Because remember, Watson's ult does not expire.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And you have that protecting you. And then Crypto just does the dirty work of EMP blast, builds shields up, you know, everybody snipes, you know, but also like the EMP also paired with Valk's tack, the missile swarm is like
Mhm.
you got 2 disorienting slows that hurt shields. You got a lot of stuff with that, and it's like, but that's the most we've ever seen crypto used in these tournaments.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Pre or post nerf buff, whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And the reason you're able to do that is because people feel safer because, oh, I can just choose Valk, and not only can I get the data of where I need to go, I can get there.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's like absolutely ludicrous. Like, and so I really think the biggest thing is get rid of that beacon scan, because also, like we've talked on the show, like we're not even, neither of us are Pathfinder players,
Right.
but we feel Pathfinder's pain. He
Yeah.
needs, his passive is basically worthless.
It's
It's
garbage.
basically an ultimate accelerant.
Yeah.
That's literally what his passive
Yeah.
is.
That's it. But then
And
even then, you have to do something that exposes you to danger to get it.
Yeah.
But
And today,
yeah.
they announced today, Calvin, and I forgot to tell you this before the show, Seer is now the 4th most picked legend in any mode.
Wow.
After
So
seeing
it's Valkyrie, Octane, Wraith, Seer?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. That's a
Yeah.
trip.
Yeah. So Seer is now the 4th most picked legend across the board, which, I mean, I'm gotta give credit to where credit's due. It's probably a large part into, like, his Watson. That dude's insane on that character.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of other people trying him out. I've always liked Seer, but back to the Valk point, I mean, with what I said about the ult, what happened with Seer when he came out? Oh, he's broken.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that flash from the Q, that needed to go.
Yeah.
But they got rid of the 10 damage.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not unheard of, removing damage from a powerful tactical.
Yeah.
And also they increased the cooldown time on his ultimate, not
They did.
decreased. So we do know that that's possible too.
Yeah.
The last major change, in my opinion, because Horizon deserved the nerf, was that Seer got his ult time increase. So I think that's logical to do it to Valk.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. And so that I think sums up why she's the most picked, why she's the best character in the game. She's the best character in the game, hands down.
Oh yeah.
So what can you do against Valkyrie? What can you do? So one of the things that you can do against a Valkyrie, and it's not so much that you have to be worried about her offense. You have to be worried about her elusive defense, which is her tactical, right? And so part of the reason why my weapon of the week is the charge rifle is because the charge rifle, like I said, it's easy mode. You see a Valkyrie flying in the air to do her little launcher missiles at you, shoot her with the charge rifle.
Yep.
A full blast on that's like what, 90 or something like that. Like it does.
I don't know.
I don't know. It does a lot of fucking damage.
I think it's 92. I think it's 92.
If you get a headshot in there, you're doing over 100 damage. Like,
yeah, easy.
It's you could down. I've downed several Valkyries in the air while they're trying to shoot their little missiles at me, right? And I'll take damage from the missiles. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna knock you. I'll take damage over getting knocked, right? And it's also good for when you see the Valkyrie trying to hit it, already hitting their ult and flying in the air, because at the top of the thing they pause. There's a quick little pause, right? And you can do a lot of damage while they're flying up, and do even more damage as they pause. And if they're weak, which is why they're running away from you, because they're weak, you can knock them or their teammate. The teammate falls, insta kill, right? So it's like, it's little things like that, right? Paying attention to the Valkyrie. So this is, I'm not trying to sound like fucking cool or anything, but in the military,
you are pretty cool.
No, in the military, there's something that we learn called rules like of engagement, right? And one of the things that you learn is that you have to take out the thing in front of you that is the most that's the greatest danger of say there's a guy who is 1 foot in front of you with a knife, and there's a guy 15 feet away with the gun. Who is the most present danger, right? And it's like, okay, what situation are we in? Blah, 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 right? So you're like, I'm not even worried about the knife guy. This guy with the gun, he's right there. He's gonna shoot. He's not gonna miss. That's not that far away, Like it, or like is the guy with the bazooka or the fucking tank the greater danger? You know what I mean? Like it's things like that. If you're fighting a team and one of them is Valkyrie, Valkyrie's the best player in the game. Valkyrie is your greatest danger because Valkyrie, Valkyrie can get them out. Valkyrie can do damage to you. Valkyrie can do everything, right? It's like, for example, when you see a team and they have a lifeline, who do you kill first?
You always want to kill the lifeline, yeah.
Because if you down anybody else, the lifeline's going to just res them. You know, or the Gibby. You want to down the Gibby first. You want to down the life. Like Valkyrie is the. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, I was saying Valkyrie is the person that you want to keep your focus on. So use your best guns on Valkyrie, right? Use your sniper rifle because they're gonna try to snipe you back. You know, pay attention to when they're gonna ult. Pay attention to when they're doing the tactical. You know,
go off, Calvin. Go off.
Just, you know, watch when they fly to the roof. Like, oh, there's a Valkyrie flying to the roof. I'm gonna just keep my eyes on it. When they peek, shoot them. Right? Like keep them at bay. If Valkyrie's at bay, if Valkyrie's damaged, the team isn't gonna do shit.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yep.
That's I mean,
your list of people. The only time someone is hunted down more than those three characters you just listed is sometimes caustic because people hate him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But other than that, like you're right, dude. Actually, that's not true. I'm sorry. Wraith. Everyone hates Wraith.
Yeah, that's
you know
true.
what I mean? You see the Wraith, you kill the Wraith, then you kill the Valkyrie. But
like for example, every time I play Gibby, I get singled out. Right? I get every doesn't matter what, I can play any other character in the world and no one gives a shit about me. But as soon as I pick Gibby, everybody's shooting at me, right? Because I'm a huge ass fucking target and I'm the most threatening person on the team. I could have anybody else on the team. Except for maybe Valkyrie, right? But they see me, they're like, oh, that motherfucker, we're going to kill that guy because he has the dome, he has the fast res, he has the shield, he has the mortar. You know what I mean? Like, Gibby's a threat. Valkyrie should be your number one threat because without Valkyrie, that team can't escape.
Correct.
So do what you can to just keep your eyes on Valkyrie and eliminate her first.
Other than that, it's just those little niche things that I mentioned, which is no point. You know, it doesn't matter. Only other thing I can suggest is like try to get lucky. Stop using flame grenades. Stop using regular grenades. Just carry 2 arc stars at all times. You know, because if I'm fighting a team and I hear the sound, I'll immediately just throw 2 arc stars over the mountain.
That's dope.
And I hope that like I either get a stick or it goes off in time to cancel the ult, or it'll drop. It'll at least let one not take off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. So if you have any tips or tricks or any complaints about Valkyrie, hit us up. Hit us up on all our social media podcasts at Pex Pals Podcast. Email us, pexpalspodcast@gmail.com. Check our website out, pexpals.com. All that shit. What's up, Joe?
I have one more complaint.
Oh.
About Valkyrie.
Tell me.
Why the fuck is she getting all the love?
You're right.
You cannot tell me that if you look at that heirloom, the inspect animations and the detail on the heirloom, it is the best designed and thoroughly thought through. And I'm not saying it's the coolest or the best looking per se, but there's more detail on her than there are on half the skins that come out in the game.
I agree.
On her heirloom.
I agree.
And don't get me wrong, I at some point in time I will get that heirloom. It is badass.
Yeah,
like,
it's dope.
It is dope. I'm very glad they added like that style of weapon to the game. I think it's sick. And you know, it makes sense with her high pick rate why she would get such a fucking tight heirloom.
Yeah.
But you know, that's my other complaint. Is you know, we got people over here slaving away, being broken for 2 seasons straight. I'm talking about you, Loba, my homegirl. I got you, girl. Don't worry about it.
Bro.
You know what I mean? And they're like already basically told us, like, no, we're not going to use the staff for the heirloom. Like literally, it's built into her.
It's built into her. It's there.
Like, how do you not like?
It's already there.
Like, oh, okay. I'm getting all mad. You know what, Calvin? Enough about Valk. I think. Are we done?
Okay.
Did we get it out?
I think I'm good.
I think I got it out. I mean, I had a few more things to say, but you literally, when you went in that, like, how to counter, like, crazy rant, how she does everything, she is the best character in the game. Like, you summarized any other points I would make, and I'm gonna try not to rabble today.
Okay.
You know, we all know I have a problem with that if you listen. So I want to switch some gears real quick. I was actually listening to the boys over at Dropping Spicy. They're another one of the Apex Legends podcast. Shout out to those dudes. I don't know if they listen to us or not. I know they follow us on socials and stuff. So, but shout out to them if they listen. One of the guys in there, he made a comment about how he doesn't even bother picking up the triple take anymore. Ever since he learned how to use the 30-30. But
Wow.
so I wanted to pose that question to you and to our listeners, Calvin.
Mhm.
Like, has the 30-30 replaced the triple take? Like, I kind of feel like it has.
So that's actually interesting point. The triple take, not this last LGS, but the one before, people used it nonstop and
That was
nonstop.
before the buff or the
But
nerf, before the nerf.
yeah. And so, it's funny because there's a lot of guns in the game that do a lot of damage that no one really appreciates, right?
Mhm.
One of those guns is the 30-30, and other things,
30-30.
the dirty 30,
30.
and then obviously, the P2020, the 45, the B camera points, other guns in the game that do a lot of damage that people just don't appreciate for some
The
reason.
alternator, still
Sure,
getting
sure.
a lot of hate for some stupid reason.
Sure. And the 30-30 most notably is one of those, right? Because the charge up on it's hella inaccurate. It's definitely a hard gun to use.
It's the worst hip fire gun in the fucking game.
Hands down, dude. Hands down. Without the shatter caps, oh my god.
Oh yeah.
It's terrible. And so the triple take is that gun, that mid-range gun, the Marksman gun that took the place of the G7 Scout, because the G7 Scout got put into the crate. And you could shoot it with the spread, or you could shoot it the charged, right, with the choke on it. And it doesn't change the damage or anything like that. It just makes it the rate of fire a lot slower. And so that being said, that's the important part, right? The important part is rate of fire, because rate of fire is what they use to calculate your DPS, which is damage per second, right? And the triple take, even though
that's what that means. Just
Jesus
kidding.
Christ, even though oh my god, even though the triple take does more damage, just base, even to the body and to the head, even if you charge the 30-30, it still has a greater DPS because you can just pop, you can shoot it, right? Without having to do the choke on it, right? You can just keep shooting it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I have the numbers here on that actually. If you
Tell me the numbers.
if you want me
Tell
to
me the
drop
numbers.
them
Tell me
on
the
the
numbers.
listeners.
Tell me the numbers.
Yeah, so the triple take is 63 to the body and 111 to the head.
Yeah, okay.
Now keep in mind that's like Calvin said, with the choke, it just consolidates the shot.
All three shots, even without the choke. Even without the choke.
Yeah.
If you're like right in their face, and you don't charge up, you just hit all three shots, 110, 111 damage.
Yeah, exactly.
And what about 30-30?
So the 30-30 uncharged is 42 to the body and 74 to the head. So a little bit of a difference there.
Huge.
But charged up, 57 to the body and 100 to the head. So
right,
you're only about 10 points or less of damage off.
Right.
Either way. And I think I don't know the exact seconds because it's definitely like half a second difference.
Sure.
But the amount of time for the choke to spin up on the triple and the damage to build up on the 30 gets it quicker.
Sure. And what's good, what's better about the triple take is, even if you don't do the choke all the way, you still shoot all three shots, and all three shots can still hit, and so with it's clearly the superior gun. But all that being said, why is the 30-30 making a come up? Why is it coming up? It's because availability.
Yep.
Right? The 30-30 is fucking everywhere, right? Ammo for it.
Oh yeah.
Ammo for it is everywhere, right?
Correct.
The triple take, like, oh my god, some games I don't see energy ammo. Some games I don't even see it. It's gone.
Real quick interjection. I had some rando I was playing ranked with the other day. You want to know what he told me, Calvin?
What do you say?
He's like, well, yeah, bro, of course you're not gonna find energy here. Like, look it up. And I was like, what the fuck you talking about? Like, we're on World's Edge.
Okay.
And he was like, yeah, dude, look it up. You only find energy ammo in the places near where there's lava on World's Edge. Like, and I was like, you're fucking full of shit. I didn't look it up yet, but I was like, yeah, you do find it a little bit more. I feel like at Lava Siphon and at Climatizer. And no, I never find energy at Harvester.
I find it Harvester all the time.
But you know, I mean, I think that's bullshit because I found Havocs in weird places.
that's bullshit. That's absolute 100%
But he's like,
bullshit.
yeah, I think it was like, oh, like it's a higher spawn rate because it makes more sense.
No,
And
it doesn't.
I was like, you're high,
No, it
bro.
doesn't.
Like
It's
you're
a
so, I
video
was like,
game.
you're so high, bro.
Fuck up.
Like, but anyways, yes, you're right. Like, you know, also the triple take is weird. Like the spawn rate on it is non-existent compared to
That's
the
true.
3030.
That's true. Yeah, it's availability. But I mean, like, if for all intents and purposes, and we've said this before, the 3030 is long range wingman.
Mhm,
You know,
mhm.
even though wingman long range is still better than the 3030, the 3030 is long range wingman.
The 3030 is the wingman you can put a 3 or 2 or 4 on. That's really the difference.
That's true. The 3030 is the wingman where you just have a little bit more accuracy when you're just chucking shots at a distance.
One to answer your question is why, other than availability, why is the 3030 such a powerhouse? I'll tell you why, Calvin.
Tell me.
Well, you just mentioned the first part of my point, that the wingman's in the crafter,
Mhm.
but the G7's in the fucking care package.
That's true too.
I know for one, I will probably be running nothing but Havoc and G7 when the G7 comes back on the map.
Yeah.
I love that. The fire rate is better than the 3030. And the numbers, I don't remember what the numbers
It doesn't do as much damage.
It doesn't do as much damage, but where it makes up for it is if they keep the double tap on, that can make up for the damage. But also, people don't realize the G7 is basically a shotgun at close range.
Yeah,
like,
the double tap
it has,
on the crows.
Well, even without the double tap, I mean, it's like one of the most accurate hip fire guns in the game. Like,
it's so good.
Like, if you remember our last episode, we talked about how good the P20 used to be hip fire. Like, that same hip fire mechanic is basically applied to the G7.
Kind of, yeah.
Fucking doesn't miss.
Tap.
Yeah. And like, it's like, I mean, that's one of the few guns where, like, if I have to hip fire, I don't switch. I don't panic. I just keep shooting.
Yeah, same.
You know, so I think
those two factors is what makes the 3030 the on the come up.
Yeah. So my question to you, I guess, after that, Calvin, now that we've talked about it, is like, what do we think is going to happen when the G7 comes back? Do you think they're going to put the 3030 or the triple back in the box?
No. I think what the game needs still is weapon diversity. Well, first off, they need to do some things that, like, for example, take white shield helmets off the map. Take lower the frequency of white shields because you land with them. Right. Yeah. And you could do a hot swap and it helps sometimes to find a white shield and do it, but they don't need to be everywhere. You know what I mean? Clean up the ground loot is what I'm trying to say. Clean up the ground loot. And then diversify the weapons. You know, there's no reason why any one gun should have a higher RNG than others, except for, like, you know, the crate guns, right? Every gun should have the same probability of being on the ground. That being said, all the ammo should have the same probability of being on the ground. Now, the problem with that is that there are just too many heavy and too many light guns. There's just too many of them. They outnumber shotguns and they outnumber the energy guns, right? So that means bring the Volt back to increase the frequency of energy ammo, right? Get rid of the fucking, just delete it from the game.
Well, and remember, it's been in the leaked files for a while now. The next gun's supposed to be I believe it's the Prowler's 5 rounds, right?
Yeah.
And Hemi's 3.
Yes.
So we're supposed to get a mid-range energy rifle that's a 4 burst.
Interesting.
And there's been footage of it being used. The design is already there. It looks like kind of like the Volt and the R3 had a baby.
That's cool.
You know what I mean? It's supposed to be coming. I actually am surprised it didn't come out this season. So it must be next season.
So when they bring
I agree with you on that, though.
When they bring those guns out, they should not get rid of the triple take or the 3030. All those guns should be on the ground. There needs to be better weapon diversity, because if there's better weapon diversity, you won't get stuck at the final circle with everybody using the same fucking guns, right? That's boring. That's boring gameplay, right? And that is taking from our first topic about Valkyrie. Fix Valkyrie, because it's so fucking boring when you're playing the end game and everyone's fucking flying in the sky. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I was playing Control with our good friend Kodiak's last week, and he was telling me that, like, you know, they haven't, the new wave of devs hasn't been shy about it. The EVA 8 sucks for a reason, and it's because they want us using the Peacekeeper because that's
Mhm.
why the Mastiff went in the box.
Yeah.
Because they were even, and they want every. It's almost like the new devs have this like Call of Duty mentality where they want a meta weapon from each type.
Right. Right.
And like I agree with you. I think that fucking sucks, man. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
Yeah.
until recently, man, the beak was like the most slept on secret in the game.
Absolutely.
Like, let's be honest. Like before, like yes, it has more ammo now, but with the spread change and the damage change, oh man, the beak 2 seasons ago. I mean, I would have picked that up over almost anything else if I
I
had the
did.
hammer points.
I fucking
Well, yeah,
did.
well, we both did. Anybody that's listened to the show for a while knows that we're look. I got a fucking gold Mozambique beak hanging right here, dude.
Right.
From my headset,
Right.
you know, or from my microphone. You know what I mean? But oh yeah, I agree with you, Calvin. They really need to mix it up. I
They
hope
do.
that I hope when the G7 comes back, we get some stuff. And you know, also like, you know, I brought it up on the show before. There used to be this old meme with like it was like it was more like an infographic, not a meme, where it was like light armor or light guns do more damage against the body, heavy ammo does more damage against the head, and
Mhm.
energy ammo is supposed to break shields quicker. Like that's what
Sure.
the whole rumor was when the like season
Yeah.
0.
Right.
I don't
Not
want that.
true.
I
It's
don't
not
want
true,
yeah.
but yeah.
I don't want that. But like, dude, all the LMGs, like, let's be honest, the Spitty's bullet drop is ludicrous. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Like, why the wingman? We've talked about 1,000 times. Why the wingman has the drop off it has, or doesn't have, I should say,
Yeah.
is insane. The G7 has way too much drop off for the caliber of gun it is.
That's true.
You know, like it's supposed to be a single shot rifle. It was
Yeah.
the first single shot rifle in the game. So
Mhm.
why is it bullet drop? Like the only things that have worse bullet drop than that are like the SMGs and then the Devo. It has
Yeah.
pretty bad bullet drop, even though
It's
it's
pretty
still a
bad.
hard hitting gun.
Yeah.
You know what
It's
I mean?
pretty bad.
So they definitely need to like they need to stop taking things away, but they
Mhm.
need to do like a little bit of balancing. You know what I mean? Because
They
right
do.
now the only difference is all the energy guns have little to no drop off,
Yeah.
and then the charge rifle, and then everything else it varies. You know what I
Sure.
mean?
Yeah.
Like the Sentinel hits harder and has a long reload time and a long charge up time. Okay, the Sentinel should be almost
Oh, yeah.
like a bullet. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But like it's so skewed and broken, some of this other stuff. So I'm with you, man. Like look, put everything on the map. I'm like, let's have fucking fun. Let's just have a free
Yeah. Yeah. It's like I said, it's boring, man. It's
yeah.
boring having to playing the same characters and using the same weapons. So,
Mhm,
but it looks like we're
mhm.
making some changes. So, I mean,
Yeah.
that's on the up.
Yep.
Thanks for listening, everybody. If you have any comments you want to make about this episode, anything that Joel said that may have pissed you off,
As
hit us.
always.
Hit us up on all those social medias at PEXFILDS Podcast. Email us, pexfieldspodcast@gmail.com. Joel Cupcake, tell
Well,
me.
you're forgetting something.
I know. I'm about to ask you. Tell me your music choice of the week.
I
Your
was about to
Motherload
say, bro,
music.
I was like, bro, you can't stiff our boy Fusey, dude, on the Motherload
Yeah.
album pick of the week.
What is your Motherload
My
music
prezi for
metal?
Fusey, my prezi for Fusey this week. Let's just call it out from now on. My prezi for
Yeah.
Fusey is the band 18 Visions. Actually, I don't know if you even know this.
I
They
don't
just
think so.
re-released Vanity. They
Oh, wow.
re-recorded it. They re-recorded it and remastered it.
Wow.
That was one of the first records that got me into metalcore that had more clean singing than screaming.
Dope.
So if you're not about the rah 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 stuff,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Check this out. It's got, it's definitely music that was written, eons ago, but with like, they added a little bit of flair to the breakdowns and some stuff like that. And James Hart is a very wide range vocalist, so I
Dope.
think it's great, man. I've been spinning that nonstop this week. What about you, Cal? What do you got for us?
I've been listening to, and you know what's funny is this is another new album, and
Oh,
it's something that came out a couple months ago, and it's by the band Thornhill. The album
great band.
Heroin. So they came out with the album like what 2019 or so like that. Everyone fucking loved it. We were like, oh my god, what the fuck is this shit? And then they dropped an album this year, and it's so good. It's metal, but it's not metal. It's like a, I don't know, some weird like emo phase, rave, trippy music. Like it's so good. It's such a top to bottom, such a good album. The singer is incredible. The musician, the guitar players, drummers, everybody, incredible band. Go check them out.
I love that. That style of music's hot right now, dude. Like
it's really good, dude. Yeah.
Did you check out Static Dress yet? The band Sean always posts about.
No,
It's like new metal, metalcore, like 90s fusion.
no
Like
shit.
there's a lot of this like metal, but not like Sleep Token,
Mm.
Thornhill,
Spirit Box.
Landmarks, Spirit Box.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, there's a lot of that right
a
now.
lot
And
of that's coming up
it's a
right
great
now.
time to be like a hybrid fanboy, which I think
It
we
is.
are.
It's true. True.
You
Like
know what I mean?
like that sick ass acoustic emo band, Ofrenda. Like those
Oh,
dudes.
there it is. I was waiting
Those
for you
dudes
to
are fucking dope.
I was
Thanks
waiting for you
everybody
to
for
plug
listening
it.
to Bex Pals. We'll see you guys soon. Love you. Bye.
Bye.